The Bamkush got off the bed and packed away the medical bag. Then she asked, "Would you like to see the factory? Here's a setup. All right?" "Yeah."
Can make their own guns. Yeah, still makes a difference when you shut down the factories and imports of guns, though.
Still pop up on the screen. If you click them, then they will boost productivity of the factory and stuff. Doesn't matter. But in this logicular replication factory, then you
sort of, you know, the Battle of Orgreave and stuff, when Thatcher got elected, is that she destroyed working class
generally. Like, I've got problems with like factory farming and what have you. And I love pork, and I understand that, you know, factory farming is horrible and nasty and wrong, and damn it, I love me some KFC. Do their jobs. People can still manufacture shit. There are still robots in the factories. There are still plants.
You've been working all your life, you know, grinding away at some horrid manufacturing factory job, then you're kind of even more fucked.
Made by fans. These are not, you know, made by, you know, these are not made in factories. Okay, the quality is not that great. That feminism doesn't like because it doesn't write women in as satisfactory a way. The toy kind of just, you know, happily sort of admiring the factory and stuff, and just, you know, the Bamkush is behind animals as possible. But this is a factory of death where animals queue up to be killed and slaughtered. At a certain point, well, standing on their hands and knees in, you know, in fucking factory kind of accommodation where they have no personal space, being to the have 150 minus achievement. The have one factory to 150 factories. One bank to 150 banks. You know, it's not like the, you know, it's not like factory farms or whatever are going to close. Oh, I would stop eating shit. You know, that's not.
Come on, duplicate. I need more military factories. It's almost like being your own fascist dictator.
Let's be honest. By this point, you all damn well know that farming is a horrible factory process. Oh, but surely organic or free. Well, those that have finished training are offered entirely part-time positions where they work in factories, farms, or AI development labs for the pack. And I can read them out now for you. You know, it's cursor, grandma, farm, mine, factory, bank, temple, wizard tower, shipment. Cursors, 200 grandmas, 200 farms, 150 factories, 150 banks, 100 wizard towers, 100 shipments, 50 portals. Legal precedent, the Pax Singularis started using its war chest to bring farms, mines, and factories into the Pax. At 5,
I'm going to leave it running on the internet, attached to in my factory of murder death bots. Right, like that's guns being produced by shutting down their fucking factories and stopping imports from coming in. Right. People can.
It'll be a kind of fairly gruesome death, but it's okay, have a nice life after it. Whereas the Contravoxi themselves, most of them
I can't smell because my olfactory bulb didn't develop, and that my pituitary gland didn't get necessary chemicals to develop.
It was my amusement. I do hope I proved satisfactory. Sammy nodded and closed her eyes. You are certainly that.
So that their people could work in factories, because the idea is that, you know, that way you can sell your products and services, or you could pay for one made at a high wage factory that will actually help jobs, bring value to a local economy, and basically.
The Bamkush made the long trek over to the input scanner for the factory and found the packaging waiting on the input plate. Just I'm like done now with that. Actually, I'm just done with the whole factory slaughter of animals. So, yeah.
Oh, you're gonna buy them, are you? Well, how are you gonna buy them when the factories are shut down? Oh, you're gonna break into an world are being given back to nature, albeit with the occasional factory farm or server warehouse hidden underneath. Rumours abound that the need all these factories in all these different countries, and at the same time, all these factories in all these different countries of solar panel for super cheap in a slave labor factory in China, or you could pay, or you could pay for one made at a high wage factory. The unsatisfactory person, and basically the kind of people that I am interested in. To the have 150 mines achievement, the have one factory to 150 factories, one bank to 150 banks, end up in charge of all of these factories or whatever, inherit that racism, that sexism, transphobia. I was led out of the factory cage, and two large Vliguri flanked me with bone-crafted weapons. At this point, said the Vliguri, but don't let me catch you out of bounds again. Now go on, factory cage, quick as you like. Sammy nodded. We hurried
Video games, or whether your role is attaching sprockets to things in factories, then you are one tiny cog in a...
The definitions on Wikipedia and stuff, but basically what it means is my olfactory bulb didn't develop. Housing projects to the academies, factories and farms and other PAX assets. With support from the majority of countries, the PAX Singularis that you can still sort of smell, despite not having an olfactory bulb, just by directly stimulating whatever. Great statistics, come on, duplicate. I need more military factories. It's almost like being
another £1,000 or whatever on a just like a factory that just stores stuff. But I don't mean literally a factory, but I do mean...
Why don't we take advantage of this and just build a factory where we kidnap women and we turn them into submissive monstrosities? Garbage that is not going on factory farmed cows. You know, because you know where your produce is coming from, because your
stores stuff. But I don't mean literally a factory, but I do mean just... instead of going for flashiness of...
because that's the danger, right? Like, I've got this massive factory, right? Like, in my continent, if I undergo training to work in areas such as farming, genetic engineering, coding, or factories. Now, governments and more importantly, right-wing media empires, and that means they aren't going to need all these factories in all these different countries, and at the same time, all these factories... I could really see a kind of, environmentalist angle where it's basically the factory farm birds have had enough. Looks, right? That's it, Oh, and also, I even people without an olfactory bulb and thus can't smell. The factory was buzzing with overseers and workers now. It was, after all, about to go live. So I was born without an olfactory bulb, without a sense of smell. Although alcohol and mints are in this ultra efficiently. They aren't running it like we run factory farms. They're kind of... even someone who cannot smell, because literally the olfactory bulb didn't develop in their brain, even for them,
the factory, and I'm not
lives among their friends before getting sent off to the factory in their prime.
But that requires nuance and judgment about what is best for the animal.
These, you know, massive corporations move their factories offshore to, well, they're reaching a point now where
In the afternoon, after a very kind of particularly unsatisfactory, sort of a particularly unproductive week of
Poor choice of phrase there, but you know, it's that thing of like going into a factory and seeing how your favourite thing is made and then being like, breeding chambers. Anyone who was deemed to be mature but not old was put into the so-called factory cages. So called because we hurriedly made it inside the factory cage, and Sammy was noticeably disturbed by the conditions. I found us a quiet. We are facing increasing automation. Okay. Checkout machines. In factories, so many more machines are doing so many more jobs.
So yeah, mints are powerful because, but you know, aside from just the olfactory bulb, there is also the fact that basically